Do automatic knives, aka out the front knives, have a place in law enforcement? And if so, where do you get them? I'll be going over this knife in a few seconds. What's up, everybody? My name is Nick Snyder. That was a intro. What's up, everybody? My name is Nick Snyder. I have no clue what to say because I'm not rehearsing any of this bullshit. What's up, everybody? My name is Nick Snyder. That sounded like a freaking racehorse announcer. Holy crap. Today we are going to review the Microtech Ultratech knife, the law enforcement version. We're reviewing the law enforcement version because I'm a law enforcement officer, so that is the version I have currently. But the main reason for doing this video is when I was looking at the Microtechs, the out the front, the automatic specifically, this function, I could not find really anything on sorry about that. When I was looking for this specific knife, I kind of over-researched things. When I was looking for this knife in particular, even the company Microtech, although I do say they are a great company, and Jason McCoy, the rep for law enforcement, pretty awesome dude. But getting back to the point, I couldn't really find anything on this particular knife. You know, there was plenty on this, just the regular Ultratech. This was my first Microtech knife. I don't know if that'll be in focus or not. Let's see if we can do that. Yeah, there we go. This was my first Ultratech out the front automatic knife. I loved it. You know, some people think they're kind of gimmicky, but I just think the way that Microtech actually builds these knives, these are quality. These are not made somewhere in some other country with very cheap materials or anything like that. These are great knives, and I'll explain why here later in the video. I think I'm in focus. What the hell's going on here? Yeah, so there you go. That's the type of stuff that is going to happen to me in the first few videos, but whatever. These two knives, exactly the same. But I could not find anything on the law enforcement version. The best that I got was a Instagram video of Jason McCoy from Microtech kind of quickly going over the knife. And when I purchased the LEO version, quite honestly, I didn't know what I was getting. So hopefully this video helps someone. I'll have a lot of pictures in here, go over the sharpness of the blade, kind of the stability of the knife, because it does have a function that, you know, I definitely wasn't used to. I was always used to Spydercos. I think every cop in the world has owned a Spyderco or owns a Spyderco. This is nothing against Spyderco. Spyderco is an awesome knife. I still carry this quite a bit as well. But, you know, this function obviously is, whether you call it gimmicky, whatever, different. I have found it incredibly useful. So I'm not really going to get in a comparison to a Spyderco. These are two totally different knives, and this will probably appeal to most officers. Like, honestly, I don't even know if anybody's going to watch this, so I don't even know if I can say most officers that are going to watch this video. I might be the only one in the world to watch this video, pretending like there's actual viewers of this video. I think the Spyderco obviously is what most of us are going to be familiar with, but this profile on the Microtech has just worked a lot better for me. And I'll put this in focus again, just aesthetically to go over it before we get into functionality. When you get the LEO version, it has like kind of a matte blue face on it, which I think is kind of cool looking. It's blue and black, which we're all used to, obviously. Also, all the typical hardware on an Ultratech is on this knife. I don't know if I'm going to get that to focus, maybe. We'll see. Oh, it did. Okay. So all the typical hardware that you would find on a Microtech is included on this knife. The main difference being I can't get that into focus. There we go. The main difference being the blue and the black. You can't find that on any of their other models. There really isn't a lot of variation in this knife. When you ask for the LEO version of this knife, you are going to get basically this knife. You are not going to do a lot of customization to it. I don't think that's a downside. I think that they outfit the knife the best that they could. However, when you buy a regular Ultratech from them, like non-law enforcement, version, you can customize it however you want. You can get a serrated blade on it if you want. Obviously, you have different color variations, all that type of stuff. But on the law enforcement version, what you see is basically what you get. What I thought they did that was really cool was, because there was no real customization or anything, I asked to see if they could put my unit number on it. Is that coming up backwards to you guys too? I don't know how that works. I have no idea. It's my first video. What I couldn't find when I was looking for, and maybe if anybody at Microtech, maybe if Jason sees this video, something I couldn't find when I was looking for it anywhere, good close-up, detailed photographs or video of the knife. Because, you know, when you spend about $175 with our discount for this knife. They're over 200, well over 200. I don't even know what retail is. I forget what I paid for this, but it was retail before I knew about their law enforcement program. And when you're spending that kind of money on a utility tool for work, you want to know what it looks like. Let's be honest. We all get these gadgets because they're cool or they look cool, and they're also useful. So I wanted to know what the hardware looked like up close, and, you know, exactly what the blue looked like with the black. And because some of us have uniform requirements as well. You know, I'm the commander of the SWAT team, so I can't, you know, trounce around with a blue knife when we wear Modicam or tan. Those were the type of things I was looking for. I keep looking in the viewfinder like an idiot. Those were the type of things I was looking for, and I just couldn't find them on the internet. So what we'll do here, I'll do some close-ups of the knife. I'll show some action of the knife, how it comes out, and then I'll do some cutting demonstrations. And, you know, you've seen all that, but what I'm going to try to do is just get close-up detail of the knife. That way, anyone that watches this will have a leg up on what they're buying. All right, here we go. On to the video. Shit.
Put the place up, yeah, we know what we made of. Can't get enough of you, boo, I'm a chaser. Face up, now I feel a little major. Blink of an eye, ego, I'm a taker. Shaker, yeah, she was a ball shaker. She shake me out that door to no place. Damn, why you doing all that? Thought you was my wife, but you stabbed me in the back. Something like a rose when we came out there. We settled facts like Da Vinci. I'm breaking codes, so breaking backs. Come on, get your ass up if you slipping. Get another smile like it was the last Christmas. Hey. Put the place up, yeah, we know what we made of. Can't get enough of you, boo, I'm a chaser. Face up, now I feel a little major. Blink of an eye, ego, I'm a taker. Shaker, yeah, she was a ball shaker. She shake me out that door to no place. Damn, why you doing all that? Thought you was my wife, but you stabbed me in the back.
Man, they are a good knife company, and if you read any reviews on any of their knives, the customer service is, wow, out of focus. Their customer service isn't out of focus. My stupid camera is. But their customer service, if something goes wrong with your knife sharpening, all of that is out of this world. So some functionality of the knife, it's pretty easy to operate. All you're going to do to operate this knife is, this is the switch here. It does require a little bit of force to move that knife up, and then just a little bit to move it back in. I got to be honest, when I first started looking at these, I thought, were these a fad? Are these actually going to work in the field? Is it going to be better than my Spyderco? I mean, this thing, it's like a Glock. You just throw it around and it works all the time. There's nothing wrong with this knife. There's nothing wrong with Spyderco. I just, you know, I like different things. So I decided to go with Microtech for a while. I've already used the glass breaker on it to break out a car window. The knife still functions perfectly. Actually, you know what? It was not this knife. This knife is new. When I had to hit that window, it was this knife. Knife still has all the functionality in the world. It doesn't, these things, I'm telling you, they're built like brick houses. There's not going to be anything wrong with this knife. If you drop it, if you get in a fight, if you get in a scuffle, if you is out of focus and you get pissed off and you throw them, they're not going to break like I'm about ready to do. So I don't have any complaints about this knife. I don't have a problem spending that type of money on a knife that's going to last me forever, which kind of segues into this next part. Are they a gimmick? No, that would be my answer. I think that a lot of companies make this function a gimmick, because it's not like anything else. And when something's not like anything else, it tends to get beat on pretty well. But here's my opinion of why it's not a gimmick and why it's useful. I keep going back to this Spyderco and how there's nothing wrong with it. There is nothing wrong with it. One hand, if you need to open this with one hand, you can. If you need to close it with one hand, you certainly can. Where I don't like the Spyderco personally is I always wear my knives on the inside of my vest carrier. Meaning, if you're a police officer watching this, then you know what I'm talking about. If you're not and you're just interested in Microtech knives, my vest carrier unzips here on the side. So what I do is I always unzip that on the side. Is that in focus again? Damn. I always unzip that on the side and place my knife in there. So if I ever need to get quick access to it, like a seat belt, whatever I need to do, I can unzip my vest and pull the knife out immediately. And like I said, I've always carried this, never had a problem with this. Where I like this is a much... Hey, man. Where I really like this, where is this at? Where I really like this is it's a thinner profile, and I seem to get a meatier grip on it, like meatier grip. I don't even know if that's a word. I seem to get a better grip on it when I'm coming out of my vest rather than this knife because it has a thin profile and it's large. It's like, not that I had a problem with it before. I'll be redundant. There's nothing wrong with this knife, but I tend to just be able to deploy this quicker. And I don't know if that's just because of my hands or, my physiological makeup, whatever, but I tend to be able to get to this much quicker than I am my other knives. This action also, I'm a fan of that action. Not because it's different or cool or whatever, that it is fun to do this. And I'll sit here. If you talk to any of my guys on the shift, I stand around and do this all day long or all night long. This action, when I get this out, it's immediately deployed. And if I don't need it, it's immediately back in safety. I don't have any issue with that at all. I feel like that's a good feature. And Microtech does it so well. They do it better than any other company out there making these knives. Maybe it's not for you, though. Maybe, you are going to be a locking, folding knife guy forever. That's fine. There's a reason that Spyderco sells probably the most knives to law enforcement out of any other company, I would think. I don't have any data to back that up. I just know that every single other officer I run into in my job and other agencies has a Spyderco, so that's where I'm getting my facts and figures. But the reason they're probably so successful is because these are great knives. Oh, and they're more affordable than this sucker. This is certainly worth it. Let's do some tests because I don't know what else the hell to say about this knife. They ask, are you worried about this going off in your pocket? The answer, golly. The answer to that is no. The reason why, let me find something around here. The reason why, and this is probably not a great example, I have this old EOTech box, but if this knife deploys, it's not going to like puncture you or anything like that. Whatever mechanism it's using, it stops upon contact with an object. So I'll just show you. There's not even really a mark on here. I don't know if you can tell that or not. And then the knife, it's kind of like lame. That is going to take a lot of force to get that to accidentally deploy. But if it happened even, there's not even a mark on there. I don't really want to try it with my hand because I'm pretty sure it would at least give you a little bit of a cut. But it's not anywhere near as bad of where I've cut myself with this knife. And not knocking on the design at all, but I've cut myself plenty of times because this thing will just come open and I'll get my finger in there or whatever. So also an interesting thing is the knife will kind of go into this lame duck mode here when it deploys and hits something. I've heard that a lot of people have sent their knives back into Microtech because of that. That's not a fault or a problem with their manufacturing, not like a warranty type thing. All that's happened is and I'm probably going to butcher this, but it's come undone from its spring mechanism inside. So all you do to fix this problem here, your knife's not broken, all you do is yank it out like that. So I just about knocked my mic over again. Okay, so final verdict. This, I think, will end up being a personal preference for most people. But I don't think you're going to pick one over the other like forever. So no, one's not better than the other. But is this a really nice knife that is made in the United States? Yes. Is their customer service awesome? Yes. Is the build quality amazing? Yes. Is it worth $175 in my opinion? Yes. Don't spend money you don't have, obviously. So, don't go out there and break the bank to get this knife when something like this is certainly going to do the job and then some, probably for your whole career. This is not a gimmick. It's not a fad. This is definitely a well-built mechanism. This is a well-built automatic knife. Probably the best automatic knife manufacturer anywhere.